Today is April 8th, 2024. My name is Chille. I am a journalist who has been jailed for filming a cop. I did have a good day in court, and I was sentenced to 6 months in jail. I have not broken the law. I've committed no criminal or malicious acts. I'm an innocent man in the Clark County Detention Center for being a journalist. So with that being said, what's upcoming right now on Wednesday, the 10th of April, is an appeal bond hearing to see if I can be released on appeal while I appeal the case to the Nevada State Supreme Court. I think that the case most definitely will be overturned. As you have seen, Brian from Here's the Deal has broken down my video evidence, and I definitely backed up. I'm not guilty of obstruction, but I wanted to talk today about the reasons why I should be released on appeal bond. So I wrote down 15 reasons, and I'll just list them to you guys so that you guys can have an understanding of what my lawyer is going to argue on Wednesday. Remember, this is not re-adjudicating the case about whether or not I backed up or whether or not I obstructed. This is about whether or not I'm worthy to be released on an appeal bond while my case is being appealed. And that appeal bond is going to cost between $10,000 and $20,000. So, as humbly as I can ask, please go to my GoFundMe, and if you can put in $5 or $10, I really appreciate it, because my website was down all week for 7 days now, so I haven't sold any products. I'm going to lower the hoodies to $50. You can get them by using PayPal. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough money for the appeal bond that I'm going to get on Wednesday, and here are the reasons why I should get that appeal bond. Number one, I have no criminal record. This is a first-time offense. There's no criminality in my past, so that's the first one.
All right, what up, everybody? So, what's going on here today with this video is, since Chille's been incarcerated, y'all know, we know that he's made several jail calls back to his channel, or Here's the Deal's channel, giving his, he calls it his journalist update. And they've been all over the place. These phone calls are just, always loaded with melodrama, but they've been all over the place. So this particular video that I'm doing is based upon the phone call he made last week, where he said that was the day before his hearing was to be held, the appellate hearing that got shot down. Anyway, that was on that Wednesday. But he was listing the reasons why, one, he shouldn't be incarcerated, and two, why he should be allowed out on bond while his appeal goes through, or being considered, or whatever. And I say, no. You're not going to sit here and tell us that the very first thing he states is how good a boy he is, and he doesn't have a criminal past, and and he shouldn't be in there. Well, that right there is enough to get my attention. Now, he gave 15 reasons, and a couple of them aren't, it's superfluous, so it doesn't matter. But the ones that I think I can rebut and well, basically lay it out there that he's just full of crap. I mean, he's just telling a bold out lie. So that's what we're doing here today. That's what I've got put together today. And I've been working on this. It's a lot. It's going and gathering a lot of information, a lot of stuff. So that's where we're at. We're going to start with the list. I don't know if I'll do all 15. Like I said, a few of them are kind of superfluous, and a couple of them are redundant. So, but we're going to start off with what he stated about, most importantly, he's not a criminal. He has never done anything wrong. He is a good boy. That's where we're going to start. So hit that like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Help the channel out. Much appreciated. Let's get started with Chille's 15 reasons why he should not be incarcerated. And let's see if we can refute that.
Wednesday, and here are the reasons why I should get that appeal bond. Number one, I have no criminal record. This is a first-time offense. There's no criminality in my past, so that's the first one.
All right, let's just start with the bonehead when he's 16 years old. And these aren't criminal, it's just driving. But, you know, right off the bat, 16 years old, operating without valid DL. He's got basic speed, failure to stop, registration, negligent driving. So, 16, 17 years old, he's already a bonehead, right? 19 years old, minor in possession of alcohol. That's up in Alaska. So, you know, he has this deep hatred for law enforcement officers. It looks like he's just in trouble from the get-go when he's a kid. Then this next one, I believe he was 19. No, he's 18, and he still doesn't have a driver's license. So he's just a mess right off the bat as a teenager. So now he's 19 years old and he's living in Oregon, it looks like. And what do we have here? Giving false info to police, theft in the second degree, stalking. There we go, stalking and disorderly. And there's a pattern on the stalking. You'll see that here in just a little bit. Still in Oregon here. Giving false info to police. Dismissed. Giving false info to police. Guilty. Driving without DL and 2 others dismissed. So he must have done some type of program to get that done. All right, so Chille ends up down in Texas. Now he's 24 years old. 9th day of August 1998, Jose Maria de Castro was booked into Denton County Jail in Texas after being arrested by the Hickory Creek Police Department. He was released the next day. The charges on the document appear to be codes that include expired registration, expired insurance, along with other arrestable offenses. Charges also appear to include failure to wear a personal flotation device on a watercraft, failure to show driver's license on demand. Oh, go figure, right? This appears to be the incident he referred to in his videos as an arrest while using a jet ski in Texas. The final charge code on the jail record search detail report, FTA, a common abbreviation for failure to appear, which would explain why we have not been able to find a court docket. But typical, that's all typical Chille, you know, that soft sit shit too. So, something I noticed, take a good look at his mug shot there. See, does that remind you of somebody we know, at least for the audience that might be over, say, 50? Goober Pyle. Andy Griffith. Yeah, I see some resemblance there. As soon as I saw that mugshot, that's what I thought. I thought, oh, he looks like the son of Goober Pyle. All right, so now we're up to 24 years old, and we're going to jump to 2002. So, is that right? I believe he's 28 years old. So let's get on with the next one. All right, so now we're in California. It's 2002. So he's 28 years old. And this says, based on the dates of the violations for the cases immediately before and after this one, we believe this incident would have taken place around the end of September or the very beginning of October 2002. The information we have found so far indicates that Mr. DeCastro may have been originally arrested and charged with felony manufacturing of a controlled substance and or possession of a controlled substance for sale. So the disposition reads deferred entry of judgment, dismissed upon successful completion of the program. All right, everybody. Now we're going to get into some crazy stuff. I mentioned earlier about stalking being brought up at an early age. So now we're going to jump forward to 2004, and Chille's 30 years old. And I'm going to read this to you, and so just sit back and relax. Let me do the work and listen to this crazy stuff. And then, on top of that, we're going to present another protective order besides this one that I'm getting ready to read. So this is 2004, couple different incidents. Sit back and, cringe, because it's cringe-worthy, I promise. Okay, this is a statement of abuse by Casey Bithaway, perpetrator Jose M. De Castro, February of 2004. Who was there? Eric Montoya, me, Tammy, Rebecca redacted, her boyfriend Jeff. What did the person do or say that made you afraid? Jose was on my balcony watching my friends and I for about 20 minutes before we noticed he was there. He threw a lighter at the door and it scared us all. Then he ran from the back balcony to the door of my apartment and tried to get me to come outside. Jose climbed a wall to get to my balcony. He was yelling threatening profanity outside and threatening to kick all of our asses when we left. He attempted to open a second balcony door on the bedroom balcony where Eric was asleep in the bed. The curtains were open, so Jose saw Eric asleep in the bed and tried to get into the room. Describe any injuries. Emotional distress. Did the police come? Yes. If yes, did you give an emergency protective order? No. Okay, that's her first, no, that'd be the second incident, I think. They don't go in order the way they have it worded here. Another date of abuse, January 2004, so this has been a month earlier. Who was there? Eric Montoya. What did the person do or say? Jose pounded on the front door of my apartment so hard that he cracked my door. The crack is still on my door. He realized I wouldn't let him in. He went to the balcony and broke down 4 sheets of plexiglass that we were encasing my balcony with because I have cats. He attempted to open the balcony and was not successful. He was threatening to kill us both and threatening to do things to us. Then he tried to calmly talk Eric into coming outside to talk. Describe any injuries. Bruises on my hip and leg from trying to hold the door closed from his kicking. Okay, it says describe other abuse against you or your children. Jose broke into my apartment in October 2003 through the balcony door, came inside, threw me into a wall, choked me, hit me, kicked me, spit in my face, and assaulted Eric Montoya. He punched Eric and threw him into a wall. Jose was yelling the entire time, threatening to kill me and Eric. Jose also destroyed some of my personal property and destroyed sentimental items. He kicked a hole in my bedroom door. At this time, he stayed in my parking garage all night waiting for us to come. I go and chase, and I can't make that out, in his car while we were... Pause. Okay, it says describe the most recent abuse. This will be on June the 10th, 2004. Who was there? Eric Montoya. What did the person do or say to make you afraid? He threatened me and my fiancée by saying that he is going to Colombia and is going to pay a Colombian $100 to come back to the USA and kill us and or break our legs. Describe any injuries. Emotional distress. Did the police come? No. Describe previous abuse. Jose is on probation and constantly threatens us that when he is off probation, he is going to harm us when we least expect it. Yeah, there you go. Jose de Castro, ladies and gentlemen. And keep in mind, this would be during the period of time that he was charged with the felony drug charge. And it was believed to be GHB. That's what I understood. I haven't seen that in print, but that's what I've been told. And I think it did come from a good source. It was GHB. Probably roids, too. I mean, the guy was such a little runt, and always wants to be, a big man. I'm sure he was on roids. I wouldn't doubt it a bit, especially back coming out of the 90s. They were so popular through the 80s and 90s. Anyway, so there's Chille de Castro, ladies and gentlemen, the guy that says he's never done anything criminal and he should be out on bond during his appeal case. So, what do you think? Let me know. All right, let's move on.
There's no criminality in my past.
All right, people. Now, keep in mind, we're now moving up to 2012. That makes Chille 38 years old. This is a pattern. This isn't something he's growing out of. It goes all the way back to Alaska when he was a teenager. Okay, this is what she writes. I'm asking for a 20-day initial order and for the long-term 6-month order of protection from Mr. Jose Maria Chille de Castro. Mr. de Castro willfully and knowingly placed me in fear or harm for myself and several others via repeated acts of contact without my consent, without myself and family members and friends. Funky writing. Mr. de Castro and I went to high school together. We are no more than acquaintances who would say hello to each other if we met in the grocery store. However, Mr. de Castro's mother, Sally Ann Butts, is the administrative assistant for my place of employment, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development Center, Career Support and Training Services. Mr. de Castro initially contacted me on July 24, 2012 via my Facebook page, inviting me to have coffee with him. While I thought the request was a bit unusual since we had never had a hangout relationship before, I told him when I would be available. Mr. de Castro again contacted me on August the 1st via Facebook private message, 2012, to see if we could still have coffee. I explained that I would not be available as I had plans to go fishing, a barbecue and salmon stock in Ninchalik, Ninchalik, so Alaska, I guess. The one day I had available to meet with him had passed. 9 days later, on August 10th, 2012, Mr. de Castro began messaging myself, my 16-year-old daughter, my sister, my friend and co-worker, and also her husband. It was not until about August 12th, 2012, that I had found out he had also messaged my sister and my friends, and when we got all the messages together on the 13th, I was extremely fearful for my personal safety and for the personal safety of those I care about. He is under the impression that I am bullying and therefore killing his mother, Sally Ann Butts. The repeated messages to me and my daughter were certainly without my consent. I did not respond to Mr. de Castro's threats against my life. Had I known immediately that he was contacting my 16-year-old daughter, I would not have ignored the threats, though I only ignored mine because I feared retaliation, and I did not want to fuel the fire. Of even more concern was the fact that Mr. DeCastro had recently been into our office to visit his mother while he was in town for a high school reunion. These messages between Mr. DeCastro and the above named parties are all attached with the documentation. I excerpted the most frightening and disturbing and have put them into a synopsized document, though the full conversations are available in the following documentation. Mr. DeCastro posting my home address on Facebook, inviting himself over for dinner on August the 10th, 2012. That's been redacted for us to see. Yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Going down the rabbit hole of Jose Maria DeCastro. And there's more to go. We're just getting going here. So what do you think? Think he ought to be out on bond during his appeal hearings? I don't think so. What a dirtbag. Okay, now we're going to jump ahead to 2022. After YouTuber Michael Peratini, aka Blue Bacon, posted a number of videos that were critical of Jose Maria DeCastro, aka Delete Laws with a Z, Mr. DeCastro posted a video on November 11th that contained personal details about Mr. Peratini and included a threat to provide his address to someone who was very angry. In his video on November 14th, Mr. Peratini responded with a statement that he filed for a temporary restraining order along with filing complaints with other agencies against Mr. DeCastro based on Mr. DeCastro's apparent threat and his contacting Mr. Peratini's immediate family who have no connection to Mr. Peratini's channel, contents, and commentary. A hearing was held on January 6, 2023, and later that evening, Michael Peratini announced on his Blue Bacon YouTube channel that the judge approved a 1-year personal protection order against Jose Maria DeCastro. Yeah, it's just, we're moving right along here. Keep in mind now, this is the guy that said
the reasons why I should get that appeal bond. Number one, I have no criminal record. This is a first-time offense. There's no criminality in my past, so that's the first one.
Well, there you go, all you Chille DeCastro supporters. How in the world you cannot see what this man's made of? It's nothing but BS. It's a big grifter. You know, he's evolved into this internet, in his eyes, icon, YouTube scholar, MMA fighter, a hero to the Constitution, and he's just full of crap. That simple.
There's no criminality in my past.
Every year there's, some type of traffic violation or something. So anyway, and I didn't even touch on the Kate Peter, Josh Abram trial in Massachusetts. And that was a crazy filing on Chille's part. I mean, he just couldn't, he just couldn't accept the fact that he's out there on the internet plastering himself everywhere. And, there's trolls out there. They're gonna come after you if you say and do stupid things.
He started walking up to several children, mostly female, between the ages of approximately 6 and 9.
They'll target you. Don't trust cops. They're bad people. The demons of our earth are called cops. They're called pigs. They're called pigs.
And was,
Mr. DeCastro, please do not interrupt the proceeding. The warning that I provided applies to you as well. I've heard enough to make a decision in these matters. The legal standard has not been satisfied, sir, for either of your requests. As such, your request for orders against both Mr. Abrams and Ms. Peters is going to be denied.
what a joke.
Court went well today. Court went very well. You know, we'll certainly give me credit for having a good outing today, but I got to give credit to the people I'm involved with.
Psychopaths are often pathological liars. Often they will fabricate blatant lies to give them the upper hand.
Mr. Abrams and Ms. Peters is going to be denied.
They act like a victim when immoral actions are caught. Psychopaths, however, often will blame others and hold on to the resentment, sometimes even acting vengefully instead of accepting it and moving on.
Request for orders against both Mr. Abrams and Ms. Peters is going to be denied.
Now, there you go. I threw a little clip in from, that's the very first video I made. Chille was my first video. You go to my channel and type in the search box, Kate Always Wins, and you can watch that video. A couple of excerpts from that. Anyway, how we doing, gang? How we feeling about Chille DeCastro being worthy of appellate bond? What a joke. Yeah, what's great about all this, exposing these guys so easy, because they expose themselves. They record everything. They talk. They record. They expose themselves. You know, you've seen the evidence. There it is. All right. Hit that like and all that good stuff. Help my channel out. I appreciate it. Subscribe. Let's move on to the next.
Number two, on this case, there's no victim, there's no damages, there's no restitution due.
And remember, these are the dumbest people in society. There's no lower level of thinker than this absolute tyrant pig right here. There's nothing lower. And people like, tomorrow I'll address why I can't stand pigs and why I just think they're all scum. But I want to just show you why. Because instead of figuring out a coherent way to deal with problems, oh man, and here comes more of it. Here comes the authoritarian pigs.
Number three, I've been jailed for almost a month, and there is no victim of a crime. I'm a journalist.
This is a ruling out of the state of Washington, the state Supreme Court. We conclude that statutory definition of news media requires an entity with a legal identity separate from the individual. Justice Raquel Montoya Lewis wrote for the majority in a 7-2 opinion on Thursday. Here, Brian Green has not proved that he or the Liberties Champion YouTube channel meets the statutory definition of news media, and thus he is not entitled to the exempt records. Pause. This case is the first to interpret the Shield Law's definition of news media, their brief argued. There is a danger of stretching the definition so far as to jeopardize the law's continued existence. If the term news media includes everyone posting commentary online or self-identifying as journalists, the potential impact on the justice system is significant. Pause. It went on to say, while Allied Daily newspaper supports the broadest possible access to government records, extending the Shield Law to any self-proclaimed journalist is a risky way to accomplish that. Yeah, hear, right?
So number four, my specific job is to be a First Amendment auditor. I do on-the-street reporting. I have regular face-to-face interactions with police, so they're going to call it police touches. Well, I have them week in and week out.
Just leave. No. Why don't they just leave? Why don't you just leave? Everybody's standing down. You're the man. I'm going to go to jail for what? For telling you to leave? Impeding your investigation of what, you douchebag? You're a douchebag. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I dare you to arrest me for no reason, you I filed 3 civil rights lawsuits this year. You'll be my 4th. You'll be my 4th.
Number 5, I had 6 full-time employees, and now I have 5. I had to let one go last week, and I'll have to let another one go this week if my website doesn't get back online. So my life and my company and my business should not be destroyed over a first-time misdemeanor.
Well, while I'm being booked and processed downtown, we have time for one more classic of American literature. This one's about idiots choking rodents. I give you Of Mice and Men.
Read him his rights.
You know what? I'd like to read them myself. Chapter 1. Eat my ass, pigs. Ah, the bones in my nose!
Number 6, the DA asked for a suspended sentence because I have no criminal record and this is a first-time offense. Number 7, I have no history of violence in my past of any kind ever. There's been no 911 calls on me. There's been no hospital bills. I've never hurt anybody ever.
Well, now, snake in the grass. That's not quite what we have here, as public documents indicate. Got 5 pages. Criminal activity, restraining orders, protective orders, traffic violations. 5 pages. And there's probably more. So, okay. Delete laws supporters. I mean, it is what it is. You know, he's a great grifter. He's a good con man. That's what it boils down to. He's even got Brian at Here's the Deal thinking he's some kind of saint. You know, this is it. The guy is just, it is what it is. You see it. Nothing more needs to be said. Period.
Listen, I got 3 civil rights lawsuits this year. You'll be my 4th. Arrest me for no reason. Listen, you filthy pig. Just move on, dude. You're the problem.
No, Chille, you're the problem. you just don't get it, do you? You know, you would like to just have anarchy, is what you would like to do. And but we live in a civilized world. We have laws. We have rules. We have regulations. That's why we remain civilized. Here you go. Here's another page from 94 to 2007. Oregon, California, Texas. Yeah. Yeah, you tell us, Chille, how you've never had a 911 call. You've never done anything wrong. You've never been in trouble ever before.
Just shit. You are the problem. You know that, right? You're literally the problem. If you left, we wouldn't have a problem. If you drove along, there wouldn't be a problem here any longer.
Better yet, I tell you what, let's keep you where you're at, and let's continue to live in our civilized world and law enforcement do their job as best they can. They're not perfect. We will take care of the ones that don't do it right. But we're certainly not kosher with doing it the way you do it. I'm not, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people aren't either.
You are the problem. Leave. No, you're not. You won't catch me. Get the f*** out of here, pig. Nobody wants you here. You are the problem.
Page 4, Chille. Page 4. No, you're the problem, my friend. I promise you. Look in the mirror. No, don't. No, don't. Because you'll just fantasize. You'll just glorify yourself if you look in the mirror. Don't do that. You are the problem.
These people, everybody here is peaceful. You're the problem. You're the problem. Why don't you just leave?
Problem is you have no self-control, Chille. You have zero zilch. You can't contain yourself. And when you get excited, it just gets worse. And now you're sitting in jail making these phone calls out, and we've heard everything from, super aggressive at first, and now you're converting to, I'm a changed man. I have to do things differently. Yes, you do. You have to do things differently. Your approach has never worked It's never worked. You just had enough people that would support you, convincing yourself that it does. Now look what happened. Now you're tapping the well. That well's drying up. They're not going to keep sending you all that money for these bogus appeals. You cannot. It's just crazy. Let's just keep going.
I'm allowed to say anything I want to you, Piggy. Check me out. DeCastro versus Wagner, Lofty versus.
That's right. It's never been about the First Amendment. Never. Never has. And it's never been about the camera. Never has. It's only been about style, your approach, your interference, making it about yourself, clicks and views. You know, we can go over to your channel and look at your titles on your videos. You and a lot of others. Oh, you know, all these bold statements and so on and so forth. It's a lame video. I mean, it's the same old stuff. It's just repetitive bullcrap. That's all it is. Same old stuff. You even have here's the deal kind of snowed in. He just really believes you're some kind of a I don't know, law scholar maybe. Law scholar.
Number 8, my entire family lives here in Las Vegas. I have deep ties to the community where I also assist in coaching youth wrestlers. Number 9, as a First Amendment auditor, I have over 500 face-to-face interactions with police in over 20 states. So this is what I do. Number 10, I have a warrant in Ohio for trespassing during a peaceful protest. However, I ran out of money when in Ohio. I had to leave and come back to Vegas. However, I hired an attorney in Ohio, and we're finally getting that warrant.
Hello, this is Jason Stevens, State Representative for the 93rd District, covering Gallia, Jackson, Lawrence, and Benton counties. Sorry I'm unavailable. Please leave a message, and we'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Mr. Stevens, my name is Jose DeCastro. I have a YouTube channel called Delete Laws with the Z on the end of it. I'm an investigative journalist here covering the corruption in Ironton, Ohio, Lawrence County. When I did a peaceful protest today, they arrested me and charged me with disorderly conduct and criminal mischief. They seized my phone and said they're going to send my phone off to crack it to be able to search for the confidential informants. There are dozens and dozens of confidential informants who have confided in me that are on that phone.
Ohio handled. I'm sorry I just get on here and I rant and I rave and I just say things, but it's just true. It's just true, you know, and it's the things I'm saying are 100% truthful and they're raw. Number 11, I have a hearing coming in Good Springs, Nevada, for a U-turn ticket. The ticket was a retaliatory ticket after I pulled over to discuss First Amendment rights with the police. I've already paid the fee to fight the ticket that happens on April 23rd. Not a criminal act, it's a U-turn ticket. But the DA brought it up, so I want to reference it. Number 12, I have an audience of millions of people who I regularly teach to be nonviolent and to flex our First Amendment right to assembly, speech, petition, and press.
Well, there you go. I just went to his channel and pulled his last video up from yesterday. His millions of views, 8.9K views. I think the phone call before, a couple days old, had 10,000 views. So yeah, it's up there in the millions. Anyway, thought I'd throw that in there. We're getting toward the end here. Do appreciate everybody being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you help my channel out if you did. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell because you'll enjoy our live streams if you enjoyed this. So, all right, let's get this thing wrapped up.
And number 13, I am innocent until proven guilty, because I have another upcoming case on May 1st in Las Vegas for obstructing And I'm not guilty of that case just because I've been charged.
Well, Chille, my friend, you were found guilty by the judge, not by your stupid antics, but the fact that you interfered with that officer on that traffic stop. And you're going to go to court on May the 1st and face a similar charge on an incident in Las Vegas where you went inside some crime scene tape and acting the fool that you do, you ended up with another. So anyway, that's winding it up. That's Ironton, Ohio. I thought I'd throw that in there since he brought it up. He went to Ironton to be the savior for this girl that had problems with getting pulled over because she couldn't seem to keep her driving situation under control, and I don't even remember what all the particulars were, but she was had violations, and she felt like they were targeting her, and all of a sudden it turned into this mass corruption in Ironton. And anyway, all right. Well, that pretty well wraps it up for this. Until the next Chille phone call, which I'm sure Dick Bag and I will cover that on the live stream. I'm Prodigy Ram. I hope you enjoyed it. Help my channel out. Hit the like. All that good stuff. Subscribe. Till the next time, I be gone.